Happy Devil's Tuesday. This is the Woo Report, episode 95. Oh, 95. Remember the 95 team that won the Devils? I'm sorry, the Devils won the Stanley Cup. I'm your host, Sam Woo, streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Woo Report. Today's podcast is titled Sponsored Ads on NHL Jerseys. Announcement just came out over the wire about a couple hours ago that the NHL Board of Governors voted that sponsored ads, advertisements may be allowed on an NHL jersey with some preconditions. We'll go over that in a few minutes. And I can tell you that for me personally, I don't know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about sponsored ads on jerseys. For me, I was totally against it. Totally against it before the pandemic hit. I said to myself, oh my goodness, what do we need? A meat market full of ads on jerseys. These greedy owners, that was the mindset. But after COVID hit, my thinking has changed because before the stoppage, before COVID hit, I thought to myself, how much more greedier can you get? Don't desecrate the NHL shield. Don't make the Devils logo look bad just because you want to make a couple extra bucks. But when COVID hit, all right, things have changed a little bit. Just a little bit. But here's my thinking. As long as you're not polluting the NHL jersey with multiple ads, I'm okay with one. I don't see any difference between a Nike swoosh logo on a jersey made by Nike than putting in an ad such as Prudential Center. Remember Prudential Center? Or Prudential, The Rock? Prudential Company, on the helmets. I thought that was tastefully done. It looked good. As long as there is some kind of regulations involved, which there are, I'm okay with it. However, this is what I'm not okay with, is suddenly owners get greedy, organizations get greedy, and they start to put 5-6 ads on an NHL jersey. That's where I draw the line. That's where you're tarnishing the brand, the NHL team's brand, the NHL brand. Let me know how you feel about that. But here's my concern about this. Okay, now you're allowing one ad. Is this going to open up the floodgates for 12 ads on these jerseys? And I hope not. I hope not. But I've warmed up to it because the NBA has done it, and $150, $160 million not coming from the fans' pockets, but coming from sponsorships. Sponsors, companies, corporations. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I do not have a problem of NHL owners making money as long as it's not coming from us, the fans, primarily. I don't mind having corporate sponsors on jerseys, especially now, as long as it's tastefully done. I will go to the article. A couple articles came out about it. I'm going to go to this one on Sportico, just trying to find it right now. But, there are stipulations, which is good. I like stipulations. I like, them regulating this. I hate to see, any NHL jersey, especially the Devils, just being polluted like a meat market of ads. Going to Sportico.com. The National Hockey League is adding advertising advertisements to its jerseys for the 22-23 season. NHL Board of Governors unanimously voted to approve the ad policy. Here's the ad policy. Right now, clubs are now free to negotiate with potential partners. Ads must fit a rectangle of 3 inches by 3.5 inches, making them slightly bigger than the patches that the NBA added to its jerseys for the 2017-2018 season. Okay, so you're talking about 3 inches by 3.5. Also, I guess that's the stipulation. Also, this is not the first time the advertisements appeared on NHL players. Last season, you can have a small ad space on helmets. The Devils electing go with Prudential, the company itself, and Gary Bettman said that the teams retained combined more than $100 million through that program, and it has been extended. So I guess this is just a temporary thing. I'm not sure. I would assume. Jersey ads is more prevalent around the world. Yes, you can see a lot of soccer team, or you want to call them football teams, out in Europe. They have ads. Also, NASCAR has ads. MLS has ads. WNBA, NBA has ads. But it's hot real estate. It's definitely hot real estate to put an ad on a jersey. And that ad with that jersey is associated with that 2022-2023 team. What if you're lucky enough to sponsor the New Jersey Devils and the Devils win the cup with your company logo on that jersey? Meow, meow. That seems to be a good sports bet, because you could betcha that all those pictures, think of Nico Hischier, and I'm dreaming here, holding the Stanley Cup and with that white Devils jersey or that red Devils jersey. And then there's a sponsor logo right there. That's forever. That's forever. Throughout time. And I think the Devils and NHL teams could definitely profit with this. Obviously, they've been hurting since the initial shutdown, dealing with COVID, post-COVID. It's going to take some time for the league to generate revenue like it once did. New TV deals. Notice I said deals should help. This should help alleviate some of the financial stress, especially smaller market teams may have because of limited capacity or no capacity or shutdowns or whatnot. I'm cool with this. I like what the NHL did here. Okay, you can only have a certain amount of spot. You can't go buck wild. You can't, it's just a patch. That's it. It will be tastefully done. If it's tastefully presented, that I don't want the sponsor logo to be bigger than the team logo. I'm cool with it. You should be cool with it. I think we're all cool with it. I don't have a problem with it. Now, can you imagine if, hey, maybe the Taylor Company will sponsor, put their Taylor Ham logo on versus Case. Can you imagine? How about the Let's Go Devils podcast? What happens if one of us wins the lottery and we go up to Joshua Harris and David Blitzer and Tad Brown, the new Devils CEO, and say, hey, we'd like to put the Let's Go Devils podcast logo for the 2022-23 season. That should be interesting, but I'm sure all this needs to be approved by the league. You just don't accept money from anybody. I'm sure there's compliance issues that would need to be resolved. But all in all, I think this is a good idea. I don't think the league, the NHL, would do anything to tarnish the brand, the shield, and all. Rich says, nah, bad idea. How do you hazard? I don't know what you're saying, Jeff. Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, so anyway, tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Nick Villano and I will be on for the State of Fan Address. Also, I want to give a shout out to @Vin Macy. My favorite advertising on an NHL jersey, and that's the Stanley Cup. That's the Stanley Cup logo. Absolutely. Absolutely. But of course, my opinion here on the Woo Report, I think the league needs to generate revenue. Otherwise, you may not have a team. It could get serious as that, or your team may move. But, the NHL, they're trying to get through this, and I'm okay with it, as long as it's just one, and it's for lots of money. Don't water down the brand. That's all I have to say. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Woo Report, dropping this in about 20 minutes, where you find your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart app, Amazon Music Prime, Audible. Be back tomorrow for the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.